Hi everyone, my name is Chandra Hartman and I'm a practicing herbalist. I own Wild Root Coffee and Apothecary in Lynn Haven, Florida, as well as Longleaf Pine Exchange online. So welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about something a little bit different, and I like to address the questions that I get asked all the time in my apothecary. But today I'm going to talk about something that actually is not a question. It's more of the lack of a question. If you've come to my shop, you've probably seen little bottles like this. These are traditional Chinese formulas. I'm going to show you some other examples. And a lot of times people just pick the bottles up and they look at them and they don't know what they are and they put them back down. So I'm going to help try to demystify what Chinese formulas are and the different forms that they come in and help you with that today. So traditional Chinese formulas are formulas that have been around for a long time. Not all the formulas are old, but a lot of them are several hundred years old, even approaching 1,000, couple thousand years old. And these are formulas that have been tried and true, and they're used for very specific conditions. One of the lines that I carry is called Active Herb, and they come in these little bottles like this. I'll give you a close-up later. This formula is called Easy Digest. So the pinyin name is Bao He Pian, and the company has named it Easy Digest so that you can understand as a layperson what this formula is going to do. It's going to be good for your digestion, probably, right? So a lot of people will look at the back of the bottles and they see all these herbs and then they see the dose. Oh, the dose is 5 to 6 tablets 2 to 3 times a day. So one of the common things that people say to me is like, oh, I don't want to take something that has that many herbs, or I don't want to take that many tablets. Like, I'm just going to take less. So let me just tell you, if you ever go to a traditional Chinese doctor, a doctor of Oriental medicine, or you're picking up one of these formulas at the health food store or at my shop, take the recommended dose. You are going to be wasting your money if you're not taking what the bottle tells you to take, or if your herbalist, whatever they recommend. And I'm going to explain to you why. A lot of formulas you'll see may have the same name, but then the last name on the bottle might be a little bit different. So like on this bottle here, the last word is Pian. And this is just a quick little lesson in pinyin, but it's going to help you figure out what's inside this bottle. So this bottle says Pian. So basically what that means is that it's a tablet. And it looks like this. All right. It's just a little pressed tablet. So why you want to take 5, 6, 7, 8 tablets 2 to 3 times a day is because you have to think about the herbs are being brewed down, they're going to be dehydrated and ground, and then they're pressed into these little tiny tablets. So if you were going to take the raw herb, you would actually probably have to drink, if you were to go to a traditional Chinese doctor, they would give you a giant bag, like this big, of herbs that you'd have to take home and decoct them and make teas that you'd be drinking all day long. So that's why you're going to be taking so many tablets, because all those herbs are getting compressed down into these tiny little tablets. Okay. So here's another formula. This is a company called Mayway. They've also been around a very long time. And you'll look at the last word on this bottle says Wan. W-A-N. So what that is a traditional Chinese tea pills. And I'm going to actually, if I can find a little video, I'm going to link to a little video of how they make these tea pills. It's pretty cool. So they end up doing the same thing as the tablets, except they're in these little tiny balls, like little pellets. All right. And it's the same idea. You're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8 of these 2 or 3 times a day. So that's a wan. So you got a pian, you got a wan, and then you have a san, which is a powder. Here's another good company that I like, Blue Poppy. So basically it's the same thing, but now you're getting it in a powder and it's in a capsule. So I hope that kind of helps demystify like some of these different forms that the Chinese formulas come in. There's one more I want to show you, but you don't usually find these on the shelf at a health food store. These are usually formulas that are put together behind the scenes by your traditional Chinese doctor, or there's different companies like Crane that puts together these formulas, but you can buy these formulas powdered. And this one here actually says Tang, T-A-N-G, and that actually means soup. So this is not a soup, this is actually a dry powder, and this formula, you would just put this into a glass of water and take it that way. So why isn't it called a san? It's all in the way that it's prepared. So this has been decocted. So Tang tells me that it's been decocted like a soup, if you will, dehydrated and ground down. One more thing I'd like to add about traditional Chinese formulas. So another thing that I have people do when they come in my shop is they might take a picture of the ingredients and they want to go home and do their own research, which is totally fine. I totally encourage people to do their own research. That's what you're doing here today on my channel. But if you don't have an understanding of traditional Chinese patterns, like pattern differentiation and what certain herbs are used for, you might not totally understand the context of why a certain herb is being used. So that's something to be mindful of. You know, I always recommend that you consult with your herbalist. And if you have a question, ask them, like, why is this herb in here? Or why do you think I should take that? I read about it online that it does X, Y, and Z. And there's very specific reasons why certain herbs are put together in a formula. One other thing I want to mention about some of these formulas that you might see, like specifically Mayway. One of the ingredients that they have on the back is talc, and I know that kind of throws people off. My thoughts about that is, you know, if you're just taking this for a very short period of time, a small amount, I'm not really concerned about it, but that's why I wanted to show you these other forms that you can find these formulas in. If you happen to see a formula that has, like maybe it has the talc in it, you might want to look for it in this company that uses different ingredients and binder ingredients. That's why I wanted to show you the different forms that you can get these formulas in, because just because it comes in a tea pill doesn't mean that you can't find it in a tablet or a powder, or even your herbalist, if you have a bulk apothecary available to you, like we have it in Lynn Haven, you could actually have your herbalist create the formula for you. Okay, so I hope this has been really helpful and helping you kind of demystify what Chinese formulas are. They're really just like Western herbs. They're just herbs that are growing, and a lot of them grow in China, a lot of them grow here. There's a lot more people growing these types of herbs here, and I'm hoping that we're gonna see more of them in the West, because they have just such a great pharmacopoeia available that do so many different things. So if you like these little videos that I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button below, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.